Tomo News presents incredible 3D printing objects. How about an instant house? A construction technology company is using 3D printing to provide shelter for the 1.2 billion people in the world without access to adequate housing. Using traditional building methods, a community of 100 houses will take roughly 8 months to complete. But with an industrial-sized Vulcan 3D printer, Texas startup Icon claims it can construct a single-story home using cement in only 12 to 24 hours. Each 600 to 800 square foot home costs $10,000 to build, but the company is working to drop it to just $4,000. A proof-of-concept model house unveiled in Austin features a living room, bedroom, and bathroom, along with a curved porch. Icon is working with housing charity New Story to bring the printer to El Salvador, where it plans to build a community of 3D printed houses within the year.
Now we can make glass with a 3D printer. A group of German researchers have developed a new method for making glass with 3D printing technology. The 3D printed glass is made from a mixture of glass nanoparticles and a photocurable liquid, which acts as a binding agent. Through a method known as stereolithography, the mixture is shaped and hardened after exposure to UV light. Any remaining liquid is burnt away by high heat, which further fuses the glass nanoparticles together. Researchers say the 3D printed glass can be used for anything from building skyscraper facades to camera lenses for smartphones.
Amsterdam to get the world's first 3D printed pedestrian bridge. A Dutch startup company has announced plans to draw a steel structure over water in Amsterdam. Dutch company MX3D plans to print a bridge across an Amsterdam canal, with the project set to begin in September. The computer program plots designs while robotic arms heat metal to 1,500 degrees Celsius, around 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit, to weld structures drop by drop. This technique removes the need for scaffolding and people, as the robotic arms are supported by the very structure they are printing. This essentially means robotic arms will walk across the canal as a bridge is being created. According to the company, this technique could become standard on future construction projects, especially on high-rise structures that are more dangerous for human builders.
A 3D printed plastic cast, dubbed the Cortex exoskeleton, is a finalist for the 2013 James Dyson Award. Widely used traditional orthopedic casts are bulky and inconvenient. X-ray scans of the breaks in the bone allow the Cortex exoskeleton to be printed to fit exactly over the affected limb, with an extra membrane over the point of injury. The technology is waterproof, allowing wearers to wash even with the cast on. The design allows the limb to breathe, and wearers can scratch and itch even while wearing the cast. The cast is also thin and flexible enough that clothes can be worn over it. The winner of the International Student Design Award will be announced within a week.
New limbs for war refugees. Doctors are looking to 3D technology to provide prosthetic access to poor and wounded refugees in the Middle East. Doctors Without Borders has been working with a hospital in Amman, Jordan, to help upper limb amputees from war-torn nations. Before designing a prosthetic limb, the team assesses each patient and makes a scan of their stumps. They use flexible thermoplastic polyurethane to 3D print the socket and hand, and a firmer plastic to create the forearm. When the parts have been assembled together, the limb can be printed to match the patient's skin tone. Doctors make sure the lightweight prosthetic limb fits comfortably on the stump, ensuring patients will be able to use it long-term, according to their needs. The 3D printed prosthetics take only 24 hours to design and produce and cost only a fraction of the normal price at $20. Doctors Without Borders is still improving the process, but wants to expand to other missions in the future. MIT researchers create 3D printed robot skin. These robot cubes are wearing MIT's latest creation. Researchers at MIT have developed 3D printed skin for robots. The skin protects robots and helps make their movements more precise. The skin is made of a programmable viscoelastic material. Unlike purely elastic substances, a viscoelastic substance has an elastic component and a viscous component. Viscoelastics are able to dissipate or dampen energy where elastics cannot. Through 3D printing, the skin's elasticity can be manipulated by altering the amount of liquid material inside. A solid, a liquid, and a flexible rubber-like material called Tango Black Plus were used in the printing process during testing. When tested on bouncing robots, the creations with more liquid concentrated skin bounced higher and landed with more precision. The work was supported by a grant from the National Science Foundation.
3D printed organ on a chip could end animal testing. Harvard scientists have developed a 3D printed heart on a computer chip, which can be used to study heart conditions without testing medical treatments on animals. The heart on a chip is composed of a small piece of flexible polymer that contains living human heart cells which can mimic the physiological response of a human heart. The chip also contains integrated sensors. The sensors collect data on the beating of the heart on a chip, which can be used to study how the tissue responds to drugs or toxins. Other organs, including bones, lungs, the liver, and gut, can also be made into organs on a chip. Backers of the technology say it is a more accurate alternative to testing drugs on animals, and hope it can decrease the number of animals used for testing. 3D printed ovary helps infertile mice produce offspring. Researchers have created artificial ovaries using 3D printing technology and have successfully restored fertility in sterilized mice. The artificial ovary is a 3D printed multi-layered scaffold made of gelatin, a biological hydrogel that is strong enough to be self-supporting. The scaffold is filled with ovarian follicles, which contain immature egg cells. The structure is then transplanted into infertile mice, where the follicles continue to mature until ovulation. Researchers say an ovary implant could potentially help female cancer survivors in terms of hormone replacement therapy.
Iron Man delivers 3D printed bionic arm to boy born with missing limb. A team of engineering students led by Albert Manero at the University of Central Florida are on a mission to literally give a helping hand to children with missing limbs. Robert Downey Jr. teamed up with Limitless Solutions and Microsoft's Collective Project to deliver a specially designed 3D printed limb to Alex Mead, a 7-year-old boy born with an underdeveloped right arm. Inspired by a story about a South African who printed a hand, Manero was driving when he came up with the idea to help kids in need. He teamed up with friends and colleagues to create prosthetic limbs with a 3D printer. After the printing's finished, the arm's then assembled by Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, or anyone else willing to lend a hand, pun intended. Add a muscle sensor, an Arduino Micro, an aircraft servo, toss in a battery, and boy, you got yourself a bionic arm. A new limb costs just $350 for the materials, less than 1% of the normal market price of $40,000. Take that, creepy prosthetic arm salesman! If you'd like to donate to Limitless Solutions, we've included a link in the description. And if you're looking to print one yourself, Manero has shared the template and all the instructions on the 3D printing site Thingiverse. Thanks, Iron Man.
The American Dental Association recommends that people brush their teeth at least 3 to 4 times each day. But now, a company called Blizzardent is marketing a device of the same name it says can achieve the same results in only 6 seconds. A dentist first makes an impression of a patient's teeth using the same technique used to mold braces. The company then uses a 3D printer to make a customized mouthguard based on the mold. Each device contains 400 bristles, which are fitted onto the mouthguard at a 45-degree angle. Instead of brushing, users bite and grind their teeth on the brush. This action enables the bristles to get to difficult-to-reach regions. The handle doubles as a floss dispenser. The device also has a built-in tongue scraper. Blizzardent claims its device can clean the teeth in places handheld toothbrushes can't reach. The Blizzardent costs $299 and must be replaced once a year.